What's going on? Vincent Rappisardi, BigBlueUnbiased.com. Thank you to those who've liked, commented, and subscribed. I really appreciate you guys. Make sure to turn notifications on so every time I post, you get a notification and you can come join in on the conversation. We are at 1,000, almost 100 subscribers, so we're continuing to build a strong, unbiased sports community, specifically with the Giants, but more topics in the future that are not just Giants related. I also want to add that on Monday night before the game, I will be doing a pregame live stream. I've never done that on YouTube, so hopefully you come join in and you watch and see how it goes, right? I will also be releasing a podcast on Sunday night to preview the game. We'll talk some analytics. It's tough because it's week one, so there's really not that much information on the current group, right? But we'll talk about last year's stats and even 2018 because Ben Roethlisberger didn't play last year, and Ben Roethlisberger was really good in 2018. We'll see if he's healthy and ready to go, and if he's the old Big Ben, if he is back. But he was really good in 2018, so we'll talk about that definitely on the podcast and also a little bit on the live stream as well. So in this video specifically, I want to talk about Nick Gates. He has officially been named the starting center. What does that mean? And his contract extension, it's starting to look pretty good right now for the New York Giants. Joe Judge created a Twitter account. That's also interesting. And I will also talk about the injury status of a few big-name players on the Giants from Monday night. So let's start with Nick Gates. So, look, I try and be as unbiased as possible. And a lot of people on Twitter don't think I'm very unbiased when it comes to Dave Gettleman. But I've been critical of Dave Gettleman when it came to the Al Ogletree trade. I thought that was terrible from day one. I thought that was a bad deal. Janoris Jenkins, I talked at length about how bad I thought just waiving Janoris Jenkins and getting nothing for him was. I did a YouTube video and I thought it was terrible. For a productive player at a tough position to find good players at cornerback, I didn't think that was a good move by Dave Gettleman. The supplemental draft pick, drafting Sam Beal, I thought that was weird. Not a fan of that. Blake Martinez, I wouldn't have signed Blake Martinez. I was a Joe Schobert guy. I would have signed him over Blake Martinez because Blake Martinez, more of a run-defending, old-school football linebacker. I feel like they needed more of a linebacker who was better in coverage. So there's many things that I haven't agreed with when it comes to Dave Gettleman making moves. But you have to give credit where credit is due, right? And when he makes a good move, as someone who is unbiased, I'm going to tell you when he makes a good move. And when I think that he might have missed or something I don't agree with because it doesn't look like it adds up, I'll tell you that as well. But with this Nick Gates extension, right, his cap hit is no higher than $3.3 million for the next 3 years, right? 2020, 2021, 2022, 3 seasons, his cap hit is no higher than $3.3 million. And if Nick Gates can prove to be at least an average starting center, I mean, this is an absolute steal of a contract extension. We've already seen him play right tackle. He can start at right tackle. We've seen him play guard. He can start at guard. And he can play, it looks like he can play center. They've officially announced him as their starting center. And if he can, like I said, if he can at least be average, I mean, this is a steal of a deal for the Giants. I mean, you're talking about a guy with a ton of position flexibility who you can trust at any given moment to start and at least get the job done. I'm not saying he's going to be an all-pro, but average to above average player. He started 2 games at right tackle last year, started a game at guard, 1 game at right tackle, 54 pass blocking snaps, only 2 pressures, another game at guard, didn't allow a single pressure. So like I said, he can be average to above average as a starter, and for a guy getting paid no higher than $3.3 million in terms of his overall cap hit for the next 3 seasons, that's a great move by Dave Gettleman, and I think it deserves more recognition. Okay, so Joe Judge has created a Twitter account. And Ben McAdoo, Pat Shurmur, we've said many times, those guys were offensive coordinators who just so happen to have the title of being a head coach. Joe Judge, complete opposite, and I have no idea if it will work, right? If it works, you're going to see more hires like Joe Judge. If it doesn't, you may never see a hire like Joe Judge ever again. I mean, he's got players running laps. Now he's created a Twitter account where he's going to highlight things that his players are going to do in the community. He's talked about, as you can see with the tweet here, he mentions the phrase blue collar, hard working. He wants to create an old school football team with good culture and good core principles. That's what he wants his team to be about. I mean, to see the head coach of the New York Football Giants create a Twitter account to point out specific things that were completely missing in the prior regimes of Shurmur and McAdoo, It's interesting. And in today's generation where everything is about fantasy football, letting wide receivers run the team, it's so pro player, and not that it's bad, right? That's, I'm pointing it out how teams these days in the NFL specifically, there's so much player empowerment where players like almost run the team at this point. That's what it feels like. It really does. It doesn't feel like there are too many teams that are really ran by a head coach or ran by a group of coaches, and they follow the orders of the coach, and what the coach says goes. So Joe Judge is going all in on this old school football, blue collar, hardworking community atmosphere, right? Culture that he is building here. He's going all in on it. We'll see if it works. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters, wins and losses. If he wins, then people are going to praise it. If they lose, nobody's going to care, and the media is going to destroy him. So the final thing I want to talk about, Golden Tate, hamstring injury. He is questionable for Monday night, but Jordan Raanan of ESPN said that it looks like he'll be fine and he'll be ready to go. Marcus Golden had an illness, but it looks like he will be ready to go as well for Monday night. So that's all I got. Vincent Rappisardi, BigBlueUnbiased.com. Thank you to those who've liked, commented, and subscribed. I really appreciate it, guys. Make sure to turn notifications on so every time I post, you get a notification, and you can come join in on the conversation. Remember, I will be doing a live stream before Monday night's game. Make sure to check that out, and also make sure to check out the podcast I will be uploading on Sunday night. So thanks again, Vincent Rappisardi, BigBlueUnbiased.com.